everyone. This is going to be one of these things that I am kind of excited about. Look at that. That's awful. Um, Everyone's been asking today about scheduling systems, and this is like one of those things that everyone looks at, and no one really knows which one to get started with. There's so many of them out there. And with having so many of them out there, then, you just don't know which ones to take. Honestly, we just don't know because we need to know what each thing does. And we end up trying all these different ones. When I first started out, I used Calendly, and you'll see Calendly with a lot of different people. And it's popular. And there's a reason why it's popular. And it's because it's easy. It's easy. It's inexpensive. It's not super duper, difficult. And it's quick to get started. I personally love I'm flipping over to like 50 million different calendars here on the other screen. But we've got so many different options with it. It's quick to set up. It's free to set up. You can link everything to it, and it's great and easy to do. So what should you do? What are you looking for? It's the same type of process when you're doing this sort of thing. If you don't know me, by the way, I'm Dana. I'm with Eye to Eye Hype. I am a systems and automation specialist. And if you're here, give me a thumbs up, say hi, something like that. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm trying something new right now, and I'm live streaming also to YouTube. If you are on YouTube, I will not see you. It's kind of new to me, and I'm very, very curious about how it will go. So here's the thing. When we are picking any type of automation system software, we need to, again, look at what we're looking for. So if you are trying to do something like this, how long are you going to keep it? Do you need it to integrate with a CRM system? Do you need it to do something else? Do you want people to be able to book calls from your CRM system? All of these things end up adding up. So my idea is that I want as few systems as possible. So the first one I'm going to talk about is going to be Calendly. Why? Because it's very simple to set up. If you charge for appointments, it's very easy to do. It's boom, it's done. The pricing's not bad when you get up into the next level. I think that I got a promotion that went on during Black Friday, something like that. And by doing that, I don't know if I can change that. By doing that, I'm able to take a look, and I was able to do quick information. I could charge by whatever. They've added workflows in. So you guys don't want to see me. Let me go ahead and add my screen. This is my Calendly page. Now, my Calendly page is still live. I still use it. Why? Because I am using this a lot of the time for Upwork, and Upwork is, they don't want you to show off your business, which is totally understandable. But this is what it looks like if a client comes in, and I actually only send them this one, the 30-minute Upwork consult. But I have 90-minute paid automation systems. I have a strategy session, 90-minute paid. I have a full day intensive. I was going to try out and see how they did with the system to just be able to book a day intensive here. It's not perfect. I don't necessarily love it there, so I never did it. But the 30-minute discovery call, most people have those. You can change the time frame, you can do whatever. So with this, again, they're all in here, and you can see I have some that are not, they're not here anymore, so I disable them. You can't see this one, the 60-minute paid one-on-one coaching, because you have to have the link for it. I don't put these off. I didn't put these in the system. Now, when you go to we'll try this. We'll do a 15-minute consultation call. So it's a one-on-one call, or is it a group call? That's kind of cool because you can now set up groups in this thing. Create a one-on-one. We'll call it 15-minute call. I call those coffee chats. You can make it an in-person meeting, a phone call, Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, GoToMeeting. You can have the world here. So with having the world here, you're looking at it and you're just like, okay, can I do this? So I like Zoom. I have Zoom already integrated with my Calendly. And so you can put in a description, you can add the color. What do you want it to be called? I'm going to have it called Coffee Chat because that's just me. I like to have it called Coffee Chat. Then I don't like booking that far into the future, guys. If it's a type of consultation call, when you go to it, change it to like 14 business days. I don't want them to go any further than that. It's a 15-minute call. Use my existing schedule. Sure, why not? Even though that's not what I do. I like to have buffers because I like to go get drinks and anything else afterwards. There's additional rules that you can do. So you can see that it goes on and on and on with this. Next. Now, this is where it kind of gets fun. So you can ask specific questions in here. Like you can add a new question so that you're pre-approving them. If you want to talk to them, you want to pre-approve them. So delete that question because I'm not going to go all into that. Cancel that. Yes. Now, these are new. So they have basic notifications. I'm going to start here. They have notifications here. Okay, but you can switch it over into email confirmations. You can use workflows to have better ones with texting. We're going to turn on email reminders because that, an email follow-up. Text reminders I want on. That's one of the things I really do like about Calendly is that it has the text reminders. And I'll tell you why that for me, that's kind of cool. No, I'll tell you now, HoneyBook doesn't have that option. They do not text you. And if you think about the age group that you are working with, I was talking to someone a few weeks ago, and that was actually one of the biggest things that we discussed. What is the age group that you're working with? If your age group is on the phone constantly, send them a damn text message because if you don't, you're not going to get it. They're not going to read their email. If it's sent to my general email, I'm never going to get it. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I had something sent to my general email this past week, or actually, I think it was yesterday. And if it didn't show up that the person had asked me, like within Facebook, did I get the email? I don't even know where they got that junk email address from. But they had sent something to that address and it never shows up there. Just saying, it just never does. So then you have a confirmation page, confirm it, or send them to an external page. This is nice. If you have a questionnaire, if you have a more detailed questionnaire, you can send it to them. Okay, pass event details onto your redirected page. So that will link the two things together so that people aren't refilling in the same information over and over and over again. Cancel that. Yes. Now, if you do have the paid version here, you can accept payments with Stripe, PayPal. If anyone knows me, I do not like PayPal. I do not. I don't prefer it. I don't tell people, go out and get PayPal because they do have issues. And from what I understand, they're raising their rates. So it's actually going higher. So as a seller of a service, you are not getting the protection that you want. So you can add payments with Stripe and they can go ahead and pay. It's very nice. Now they're not going to have, payment plans. So you can't make it so that they get charged $200 now and $200 later. If it's something like that, you're not going to want to go with anything such as this. Calendly does not do that. Now let's jump over to their workflows. Where are we? I had it open. There we go. These are their basic workflows. Their workflows are not amazing. They are not going to take the place of other systems. Plain and simple, they're not. They're not going to be sending reminders about anything other than their appointment. Why? Because that's what Calendly is. They are an appointment scheduler. So they are not going to be sending them information about, hey, I need your onboarding stuff. Hey, I need this. It's not going to do it. But this is great, though, if you are a one-on-one coach, group coaching, as you saw. You can do group Zoom meetings and have everyone come in, that sort of thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. It's the fastest one I have found to get connected. It integrates with everything under the sun. It's got a Calendly for Chrome. It connects with HubSpot, Zoom, all of these wonderful things. It can go to your Facebook pixel, calendar connections. It can, go to your Google Calendar. It can go to Google Analytics. This is a very good one to get started with. It can go to, you can send emails from your Gmail account. This is kind of new in their system. Is it perfect? No, it's really not. But a lot of people like to be able to send emails through their Gmail account. And that's what you could do here. So if you are looking for just a scheduler system, this is not going to help you with invoicing. This is not going to help you with CRM systems. This is not going to be a CRM system where it actually copies and saves all of your client information. It will work. Yes. Is it perfect? No, it is not. But it's great for those quick things. If you are a person who sends invoices with something such as like Wave, this actually can be pretty cool because you are just using it as the calendar. Once you've booked the client, then you just send them the invoice through Wave and you're done. Does it integrate with it? I have never done it, but I'm pretty sure if you did a Zapier, you could probably zap the client over into it. Options, they're there. So I'm going to jump now. Where am I? This is another one. This is Acuity. Acuity is pretty cool. Okay. Let's go over here. So they have a bunch of things here. You can change your scheduling link appearance. You can customize it. You have your client list here, so it's different. Again, you have a client list. So it's a little bit more involved. It actually has a little bit more. You have your intake form questions. You can integrate it, payment settings, email settings, your availability. You can have packages, gifts, and subscriptions. This is where it becomes more involved. Is Acuity more expensive? Yes, it is. But there's a lot more things that you can do with it. For example, I linked a client a couple weeks ago. We used Acuity. Acuity linked to her DocuSign, and we were set and ready to go. It didn't take forever to do, but so she pays for Acuity and she pays for that, and it's done, and everything is automatic. So she gets the intake questionnaire, she gets that information. They book and they pay through Acuity, and Acuity does allow payments. So this one I actually just made right before I came on. And DocuSign. She pays, the question was, pays for Acuity, and she pays for Acuity and DocuSign. So HelloSign, PandaDoc, any of these things, it looks like it will integrate with it. So you have the payments. Now, Acuity is a Squarespace company. If your site is on Squarespace, you're even more golden because it will integrate right in there. So you can actually combine everything together. Then you can actually look at that. They have Square built in. So you can, you can do Square, you can do Stripe, you can do PayPal as your payment methods. And you can actually set up payment plans through here. So they're paying this much this time and this much at this day. So it's a little bit more involved with it, and you can get it done. You can get a lot more done with it. Again, you have packages, you can have, this is a premium feature. So let's look at how much it costs. Come here. So an emerging business here, you have your calendar syncing, custom payments, enable scheduler, customizable scheduler, all of these wonderful things. You need to go to the $23 a month if you want the texting. And again, like I said, look at your client base. If your client base are texters, you might want to remind them that way. That's a big thing without having to pay for something else to send the text. And I know people who do that. So jumping up here, it goes, you have your packages and subscriptions, the text reminders. Again, you still have all of these integrations here. So I'm going to say most people are going to be at the $14 to $23 range. If you need HIPAA compliance, that's when you go to $45 a month, and you can schedule right through there. So there's a little bit of a difference here. You can have group appointments, classes, or one-on-one appointments with all of the levels. Discounts and coupons, that's nice. So it's a little bit more involved than Calendly. It's just, and a lot of people do use it. I'll switch it to paying monthly because a lot of my people pay monthly versus paying annually. $15 a month for emerging, 25 growth. So you're saving a couple bucks. It just depends on where you want to be there. To be honest with you, it all depends on where you want to be. And it can definitely all work in your favor. I mean, it can do a ton of different things. Now, Acuity can be used. Sorry, I just closed that really quick and I was going to show it, but it can be used with different locations, so that if you're not in the United States, it can be used around the world, and it will price you through that. Again, it depends on if you can take Stripe, PayPal, or Square on this one. So the integrations that are in here, you have your standard QuickBooks, FreshBooks, and Xero. Most will not integrate with Wave. I've had a lot of people ask me about Wave lately because Wave is free, and so they get all excited about free. And Wave is not, in my personal opinion, one of the better accounting systems or bookkeeping systems for a business. It's not because it's free. It's not because of anything else. It's just I'm not thrilled with the way that it reconciles. It's okay, but it doesn't let me go back and put it's just not as easy to go back and put things in there. And I did use Wave when I first started. So don't think that I'm turning people away from it. My favorite two are honestly QuickBooks and Xero. I do know some people that use FreshBooks, and it looks like that's new for them here. And so I'll be curious to see how many people are using it. MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, and ConvertKit. Those are your 4 basic ones here. MadMimi, I've heard some people use that, and I have not. These are your email marketing things. So you can actually set up to go into MailChimp. MailChimp, guys, is free. I used it for over 12 years. So it was actually longer than that if we went back into the day where they first got started. So I actually used them for my computer business, and we used them for our farm. And I'm not using it right now. It's just not where I'm at. But I do not have a problem with MailChimp at all. I think it's gotten a little bit clunkier as they've added certain things. They don't have a lot of automations. When you go into it for the free version, you are paying. So that kind of bugs me. I don't see a direct one here for MailerLite, but I do know a lot of people that use it, that it's free for a lot more stuff. You get a lot more stuff, and then it's only $10 a month to even increase that stuff. So my favorite ones out of this list are actually ConvertKit, Active Campaign, and MailChimp. I think Constant Contact is overpriced. You've got your analytics down here. Everyone loves analytics. These are these are the CRMs. So you can sync with your Google contacts. So if you're using your Google workspace as your CRM, which is possible, you can actually just sync them right there. So everyone just gets added into your Google. You can do Pipedrive. You can do a Google Sheet. Now, a lot of people use that. And there's nothing that says that it can't be used. As you can see, this one says using Zapier, and same with this one. And this one's with Zapier. Infusionsoft is actually Keep, so same type of thing. Some of these, though, they have it built in, so I'm not really sure why they would go ahead and have external ones, but it's an option, and it's a way to actually kind of bring it across. These I've never heard of, so I'm assuming that they're a thing. Client engagement, this is, so if you want to do a referral program, this is kind of nice. I don't have it with mine, but I kind of like that aspect of it. Then you have your video conferencing. Again, you can use it through, these are more advanced. When you get into Zapier, Automate.io, APIs, and all of this, this is just basic stuff that you're going to be able to do if you know a little bit about automation. These are your payment plans. This is your website. Now, one of the nice things, okay, so the other day I was in my business page, I2I Hype, on Facebook. It's facebook.com/I2I Hype is my business page. And I wanted people to be able to book straight through there. Acuity actually links into it. So like you can go in and it will link directly and integrate with your Facebook page. Totally nice thing, because I had to do some workarounds, and I still have to do some workarounds because I don't have that option, but this one actually does. So that's really, really nice that they can click a button and book a call, and it goes to your Acuity. And then it's all tracked kind of through there. It's a very nice feature, probably underrated, and probably most people don't even look at it. But I personally thought it was really cool. I'm sure with Zapier, there's a lot more integrations that you can do. But this is, it's got a lot of more stuff built into it. It has the onboarding questionnaire. One of my early clients, we built everything in here where his website was on Squarespace. It went from Squarespace, got the scheduler. So I think that he was probably paying about $100 a month for everything. And it just went through there. Later on, we added him into Kajabi because he wanted his courses going. There's other options though. So it's definitely worth taking a look at if you want to have something that people are paying for and people are using. Do I like it? Absolutely. Probably if I had found Acuity before I found Calendly, and I was more interested in the free aspect of Calendly though, I probably would have splurged and gone with Acuity. And then my entire processes might have actually changed at that point, but I did not have it at that. It wasn't an option that I looked at because I was looking at price. And so sometimes you have to look a little bit beyond the price and look at where it's going to grow with you. And I did not realize where my business was going. and I had no clue where it was going. And let's all say thank you, COVID. I had no idea. But I definitely would have looked at this. And I know people that run pretty much their business with this, a Squarespace page, or a MailChimp lead page, and then they have their content in free member space, because member space is up to 100 people that they have all their content over there for people. So, I mean, that's just awesome. And I know a lot of people that do VIP days that this is what they use. And it's simple, it's powerful, it does a lot more than you think. Now, a lot of us pay for CRM systems. We all hear it. We've got Dubsado going, all of that stuff. And so even it said beta for the last, I don't know, 2 years on this thing, but it works just fine. I don't know why people don't use it as much as they should, because you've already paid for it. If you are paying for something like this, then, use it. Use everything there. So the question was, so we need a calendar scheduler, a payment, DocSign, accounting, bookkeeping, CRM. Yes. Yes, there are multiple things that need to be involved, and some of these systems have everything in it. So a lot of it, you need a calendar and scheduler mainly because people want to know that you're a real person. You want to talk to them. I've sold quite a few people through chats, but yeah, I think that you need something. You need people to be able to sign a contract. That can be done. And when I first started, I did almost all of this manually, but I got very tired of it very quickly. And I know people that do it manually, and I know people that tell you, yeah, it's a workflow. It is a workflow, but I have no desire to do it manually. Plain and simple. No desire to do it. So taking a look at what you want to do, how you want to do it, that's the biggest thing. The scheduler in Dubsado is very good. I don't necessarily like the syncing aspect of it because I have so many calendars in it. Like if you look, I don't know if I have it in here. Yeah, like this is all of my stuff. And it's kind of like, it's not color coded, guys. And that pisses me off more than anything else. That irritates me. I want color coding because I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't know who it is or what it is or anything else. I just don't know. So, okay, that irritates me. But I don't usually run from this calendar. If I was to use Dubsado, I wouldn't be running from it. But honestly, that just kind of makes me angry because there's so many different calendars listed in here that they're synced with. Like you can see, it's got all of these calendars. This one's just synced with this one because if you sync these, it adds it in the same color, and that's not going to work for me at all. But the calendar feature inside Dubsado works. I actually just sent someone, it's under templates, it's under scheduler. I actually just set someone up, and this is different, is that you can actually, let's see, you can do a form right here through this and send them to a different form. That form can actually trigger a workflow, but there are other ways to do it. If you have I don't have my Dubsado set up. Why? Because I do not use it. However, this is what can happen. And this is how I just set someone up. I have a workflow set up for them. Okay, we're going to do this as a test. Add an action. We are going to send them an appointment scheduler. What happens when you send them an appointment scheduler is that now all the rest of the tasks that are happening can actually watch that appointment scheduler. So like they schedule an appointment. Now I want to send them a questionnaire. If they don't schedule that appointment, I don't want to send them a questionnaire. Why? Because they haven't done it. So instead, what I would do is I would send them, I can actually, so here, hold on. We're going to do that one. Apply. I'm doing that. So add an action. We're going to send an email. Oops. Based on after appointment is scheduled, before an appointment start time, after an appointment has ended. So I can do it after the appointment has ended that says, hey, I really enjoyed talking to you. So it adds a couple additional triggers to your workflow, which is nice. The one that I just finished building this morning, that's kind of what it does. It's, it sends it to them, and then it sends them a little bit more of a detailed questionnaire for them. And you can do all of these different things, but everything can be done in there. Boom, done. Do you have to do it this way? Absolutely not. You don't. But I don't see why you would pay for, and this is normal people, not me. I seem to pay for everything, but that's actually why I end up sending people referral links, because I send people referral links because you all, by clicking it, if it works for you, then it ends up paying for my service for the next year, hopefully. So best workflow system when starting out that won't break the bank. Dubsado is, how much is Dubsado? I don't know. It's not, okay, here is, let's see, $350 a year for Dubsado. And then I have a coupon for 20% off, because you can see here, download, I paid $280 that day for it, and that's not bad. Yeah, so it's got different pricing, $30 a month or $300 for a year. I've got 20% off, so $280 for a year for Dubsado. It really just depends on what you're looking for. It's a loaded question because you need to know what your workflow is. The best system that I like at the moment, do I like Dubsado? Absolutely. If you have set pricing, I think Dubsado works very well, because it can automatically send a proposal, contract, and invoice, and it's all done. Happy days. You can actually embed that entire system into your website, and you don't even have to talk to anyone. Or you can make a page that you send them to, and that's where it is. It goes from one to the next to the next. There's a lot of customization that you can do on it. You can do it all through lead capture. It's got a lot of things there. However, again, it's not my favorite when I go into other things. Now, on their scheduler, because that is honestly what we're talking about today, it can be however much you want it to be on time. This is a strategy session, so it's 60 minutes. The actual day intensive is 7 hours. So, when they book it, that's how I had it set up. They could either do it on Mondays or Thursdays, and then it sends them, that information. I know people that have it set up with a workflow that after the appointment, I send them a scheduler link at that point for their day intensive, if they want to book. Once they book that appointment, then it sends them the contract and it sends them the invoice. There's advanced things on here, so you can toggle it to monthly view, a redirect URL, an additional form. You can have whatever you want here. Maximum appointments per day. I like that because I don't like to have multiple appointments. This option is not available in all systems. Again, the buffer, that's fine. 300 hours in advance. I have no idea where I came up with that number, but you can do certain things on there, and then you can change it to here's let's talk. It can always be booked. However, it's really, really good. there's just things that just don't click with me and my business for Dubsado to work for my business. From here, let's go over to HoneyBook. HoneyBook has a built-in scheduling system. They now have introduced that you can link up your Outlook or any other system besides Google with it. So a lot of people have been asking for this and they listened. I love the fact that they do listen to you. But you can see here, one of the things that does bother me with the calls, with the scheduling calls, now 99% of my calls are video. Some people, though, they want to just talk on the phone. Totally okay. But if I do a phone call, technically, you switch it over. Here, I'll show you this one. It has a session type here. Do you see that? And so it's either video, in-person, phone call, or other. So a lot of people I know will select other, or for example, for me, I do video for everything on this. And then if you just want to talk to me, that's fine. I ask you to tell me that you want to talk to me. You don't want video. They do not have a way to trigger at this time a workflow having to do with any of the scheduling. HoneyBook does not embed into websites as easily as other ones because it just doesn't do it. It's not meant to do it. This is what it actually looks like for this one. It's an actual scheduling page. It looks like that. You can talk to me all these times. I've got a ton of time available on Monday. So if anyone wants to talk on Monday, let me know. I apparently have a ton of time. It just means I'll work. But you can see I don't have Tuesdays available. I don't have Fridays available. Of course, I don't have Saturdays or Sundays available. And then it goes into September if you really want to book out that far. So it really depends on what you want it to do. On mine, how I have it set up is I have with a contact form, and come here. I think I need to change the batteries in this mouse or something. Okay, I'll do this one. So say I have this, it goes through all of this wonderful stuff. I don't use this one at the moment. Oops. The thank you page actually takes them to a certain calendar. So because a workflow this is my workaround with HoneyBook, because I cannot trigger a workflow they don't have the Dubsado thing with if someone booked a call, after the call, do this, or before the call, or after they scheduled a call, send this email. They don't have those triggers in there. They have standard ones that say thank you very much and send the information, but they don't have anything really beyond that. So instead, what I do is I have it go from this page. It assigns a certain project type. It looks like this. The thank you page here. Once I do all of this, Dana, junk mail, website.com. There we go. I don't need all the rest of those. They're not required. Send. It sends you over to my scheduling page. So that's what, it sends it over. I'll pick 8 o'clock on Monday because I don't want 8 o'clock on Monday. Then it's going to ask you again for your name, your email, and it's going to link it all together. So that sort of thing is how it works with this system. Is it perfect? No. Again, it's workarounds. Are they working with it? Absolutely. There are certain things that, some of the people that have booked with me are like, Dana, your thing looks different than mine. Yes, it does, because I am what's called a beta tester within HoneyBook. So I have some of the cooler features that you all don't get yet. So quickly to wrap this one up, I am going to tell you, and I always tell you this, write down what you want the workflow to look like. If you do not know and this is what got me into trouble, and this is what got me spending more money than I ever wanted to. So here, let me remove this. Before you start spending money testing out programs, if you do not know what you are looking for from that system to do, there is no sense investing in it. I offer the free consultations for it. I will drop the link. I don't think I could do that. I'll drop the link in the site. Let's see, go to that. And I'll also put it on the YouTube channel as well. I'm just playing with the YouTube channel. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet. But book a call with me. Book a call. Then we decide what you're going to do, what you want it to do. I also offer that new session for the $297 where I lay it out for you, and I'm going to tell you the best 2 systems that you're going to do. They're just options that are out there. So it's a hard choice. I can't say do this or that. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you, we need to talk, or the first thing I'm going to tell you is you need to write this down. You need to write out what it is. And the new service that I'm offering right now for the first 5 people with the $297, so that I can smooth out my systems with it, I'm asking, that's exactly what I'm doing. We're spending an hour together on the phone and we're discussing it. We're going through every single thing that you want done. And by doing that, we are telling you that, I have it written out. You get one of my pretty maps. I say, you need to write this email, this email, this email, and this email. This is the system that you need. This is an optional system. And I'll tell you one way or another why it would work for you or why it wouldn't work for you. That's important. It's really important to decide that. It's important to see what the differences are. Are there other scheduling systems out there? Absolutely. We didn't even go into 17 hats today. So because this is kind of impromptu of what people have been asking, so I went ahead and decided to do that on this page to see where we were, to see what people are looking for. And it just kind of helps out just a little bit. So it really, again, it depends on what you need. I can sit here and tell you 50 million things. I can show you different products. I can show you different systems. But until you know what you want your workflow to do, you're going to be jumping from system to system, or you're going to be continually looking for it. So what I want you to do is ask yourself, how much time do you have to spend on that? And wouldn't that time be better spent looking for clients and for engaging with your clients, for working on your business instead of figuring out what needs to be done in your business in that aspect? So that's a wrap. Guys, if you have any questions, and I know that there's a lot of information and there's a lot of systems out there, please message me, schedule a call with me, book the new service, because I only have a few spots for that one. It was a maximum of 5. I think I'm down to 4. And then I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful Thursday.